Transmitting from sunny Southern California, capital of entertainment, beautiful ladies, and great whiskey. You're listening to the Hot OTM Podcast, where we discuss politics, guns, entertainment, music, and all the controversial topics we can find. Here are your hosts, Hector Robles and Christian Mejia. Today, we are going to be discussing Robinhood and how they stopped trading due to the whole GameStop fiasco. Just the blatant corruption and manipulation that I have ever seen in the stock market. This is just proving how corrupt all of these motherfuckers are. The second part is the HR 27 bill. It's a federal licensing bill for guns and ammunition. So today we are giving you meat and potatoes. So stay tuned and check this out. Today is going to be a little bit of a solo affair, just me and you. Our buddy Chris is out and about. I think he's on vacation this week. First of all, I want to talk about two different things. Usually we just make the gun corner, a small little segment at the end of the show, but today it will be a feature of the show along with the whole Robinhood GameStop fiasco. So let's start first with the GameStop fiasco. I'm sure you've seen it all over the news. It looks like Robinhood, they're working with the one percenters. Their app is called Robinhood because allegedly they're there to help the little guy. But in this situation, it was insane. I could not believe. I couldn't believe what they were doing. They were essentially, the co-founder and CEO of Robinhood, Vlad Tenev, came out and blatantly stated that liquidity was not an issue, but they stopped trades on certain companies. I think it was about 13 different companies that they stopped trading on that you could only sell. And it's very interesting because one of the large hedge funds, I believe it's called Citadel, partially owns Robinhood, and they have a big short position. Thus, there's some interest in making sure that people could not sell or could not buy that stock and only sell it. It's insane. And you hear that Vlad guy did have a couple of interviews on CNN. And I believe the CNN guy, I think his name is Chris Cuomo, he drilled him. He actually did. He was trying to clarify everything. It was basically, he ousted Vlad and in the fact that he was covering for the big guys. To me, it was just insanity that you can do that. And then on top of it, the big guys are coming out on the news networks crying about this and saying that this is unfair and that they need more regulation. Can you believe that shit? These guys who basically control the market and manipulate it every day are pissed off that normal people like you and I come out and start trading with our $3 that they give us for the stimulus package, or $600 this time, and we try to use that to make a little bit of money because this is America and you can try to make $1 here and there. And these fuckers are pissed off that you made $1. Why? Because they rigged it a certain way and now you fucked that shit up. It's fucking insane. It just, oh wow. To me, I can't even fucking believe this shit with all the insider trading of politicians. I think there was a politician, I can't remember her name, but I want to say it might have been someone in California. Apparently she didn't disclose that her husband bought a bunch of fucking stocks in electric cars, I believe. And I mean, just there's all the kinds of fucking insider trading. And then you and I actually try to fucking put some shit together and they want to start some sort of law to stop us from being able to fucking buy stocks. This shit's crazy, man. This shit's getting out of hand. First of all, I think everyone now knows that the stock market is fully fucking rigged. There's no true, stock market out here. I hope that most of you guys knew that before this whole fiasco started, but it's insane. And it's crazy how it's all connected. There's this lady, Joe Biden's press secretary, Jen Psaki, I believe is her name. They asked her about this the situation, because obviously it's basically a huge issue right now. She said that it was not important to discuss this, that there was basically bigger fish to fry. Ironically, I believe it's her brother is one of the largest hedge fund managers. So obviously it's like it's all fucking connected here, and they're just trying to act like, oh no, that's just something else that's happening in the market, not really in our wheelhouse. But you fucking ask any question to this new press secretary, and she'll just give you the line of, "We will circle back." I don't know if you guys have seen the fucking videos online, but that shit is everywhere. This press secretary, they were drilling Trump's press secretary all the time that, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I mean, fucking, I thought the lady was great, man. She fucking came out with guns blazing whenever these idiots would try to slam her. And then this lady, she's given a free pass, and all she needs to say is, I will circle back with you. We will circle back. It's fucking just ridiculous. But anyway, it's fucking driving me insane. But one of the interesting things, I think these fucking one percenters, I think they lost something like $90 billion so far. Fucking insane, man. Basically, it's the old guard. They've been manipulating the stocks for years, and someone besides them gets a small piece of the pie, and now they want fucking regulations. Fuck these guys. You either move with the times or you fucking die. Man, these fuckers want the rules to change on us, but not them. Yeah, fucking good market strategy, right? I can't fucking believe that this shit is going on right now, but I just wanted to bring it up because the sheer fucking corruption in our system is this shit's gonna fall, man. There's no fucking possible way that they keep on pumping stocks like this and for this shit to stand up. It's gonna fall. And I was also reading another book. I think it was like the Diaries of Benjamin. I forgot the exact book, but it was basically from the 1929 stock market. And all these things that were happening in that book are happening right now. This guy was even talking about what was he talking about? Like the stock market. He's like, we don't really understand why it's going up if people are starving to death. But it's the same shit that happened in 1929. I just think it's on a bigger scale now here. A couple of those people ended up figuring it out, and they're just trying to make a little bit of money. The book, it's called Daniel Benjamin Roth, and it's called The Great Depression, A Diary. You guys should check out that book. It's pretty interesting. It can get a little hard to read for a little while. Some of the stuff it's just incredible. He talks about that. He talks about not only the manipulation of the stock market, but also how they stopped rents. Kind of the same shit that's happening right now, where they're stopping all the rents. That there's farmers that are not producing food because they're not getting paid. Kind of same shit was happening with us here now in this time frame. Weren't farmers dumping out the milk and food because they couldn't sell it or process it correctly? I mean, it's just history repeating itself, and we just need to prepare irony of this whole situation. And we're recording this here on the weekend, so something that I've been seeing online is that allegedly these guys who are trading, they like the Reddit guys, I think that's what they're being called right now, that they may be pumping stocks, silver and gold stocks. So that might be taking off, and I'm not a advisor or anything, but it was just interesting because I always try to push silver and gold for myself and my portfolio, and because that's something you can hold in your hand, and if you the saying it says if you don't hold it, you don't own it. I just found that kind of interesting. They're moving on to kind of pumping those stocks, but I wish you the best in your investments here, and I guess sit back, get some popcorn, and enjoy the show. We're now moving on to what I find to be super important. I mean, I would even say something this important hasn't been around ever. In this week's Gun Corner, it's more like this week's gun living room. It's not a corner. There's this bill called HR 127. It's a federal licensing for guns and ammunition. Essentially what it is, it's firearms registration bill. It was filed a few weeks ago by a representative from Texas, Sheila Jackson Lee. These fucking politicians, they're trying to set up a licensing system through the ATF for everyone to have to be licensed in order to own a gun, ammunition, possession. Basically, they're gonna force you to pay everywhere. They're requiring insurance, a psychological evaluation of not only you, but everyone who lives in your household. And on top of that, what they want to do is they want to interview some of your friends and family and even your like ex-wife. Yeah, the fucking ex-wife is going to be super happy to tell them about what a great guy you are. So this shit is fucking unbelievable. There's extra training that you're required. If you want an AR, there's like this bill states that you're going to have a 24-hour training to have your regular license. But then if you want an AR weapon, like what they call a military style weapon, well, guess what? There's an extra license and there's more training. And I believe there's like an $800 price tag per year on top of that. And if that's not enough, you have to register all of your guns as well. I believe we did another podcast earlier where some lady, before the Nazis came in, that was exactly what they were doing. First registration, then confiscation. I mean, I'm seeing the fucking writing on the wall here, what these guys are trying to do. First of all, they're trying to basically make it so difficult that you can't own a gun. You can't financially own a gun. A regular citizen will not be able to own any guns. That's the whole fucking point of this bill. This isn't going to protect anybody. This is for law-abiding people. You think any of the fucking criminals, do you think any of them are fucking registering guns or, putting their name on anything? Get the fuck out of here. Man, this shit is heartbreaking because this is literally, they're gutting the fucking Constitution. These guys are fucking criminals. That's really what it comes down to, man. Our fucking politicians have betrayed us and they're the fucking criminals. They're the goddamn rats in our system. Another crazy thing about this is if you don't pay for the firearm insurance, they can suspend your license, and a suspended license is confiscation of all your weapons. Fucking really? Really? If you so don't like my fucking anything in my file, you're just going to suspend my license and take all my fucking guns. Yeah, that's not fucking some Nazi Stalin shit, right? But try to fucking say any of that shit to any of these lefties who said, oh, no, nobody's coming for your guns. No one wants your guns. Come on, man. That's some fucking crazy talk. Well, guess what? They're fucking coming for your guns. They'll require you to tell them where they're also going to be stored. So this is the fucking... Man, this is just fucking insane. Okay, so what this is another part of the bill, what they want to try to do. They are opening up essentially like the licensing system, and they're going to require you to tell them not only that what guns you have and ammo and fucking anything. Probably they're going to do swabs of your ass as well. But you have to tell them where it'll be stored. And it has to be done within 90 days of the bill passing. These fuckers can't even run Medicare. You think they can fucking keep, first of all, track of all these million of guns, million applications of guns? But I guess they can fucking confiscate shit, I guess. But they can't. They want to put this database together, right? And it's going to be accessible to all members of the public. So everyone in the fucking public will know exactly how many guns you have and where you fucking store them. How fucking nuts is that? Fucking insane. But no, that's what the law-abiding citizen has to do. The fucking criminal isn't telling you where the fuck he keeps his fucking guns. Who the fuck is even thinking about putting this fucking bill? Oh yeah, it's fucking Sheila Jackson from Texas. Yeah. I thought fucking Texas didn't have these fucking idiots, but apparently they do. Can you believe that on top of all of this, all this regulation, when these fuckers ask you to get all these psych exams and for everyone in your home, they're going to charge you for it. So not only Are they making you take the licensing, the training, the psychological exams for you and everyone in your household and fucking maybe even your ex-wife, but then they're going to send you the fucking bill too, right? What the fuck? And kind of a small recap of the bill that these idiots have set up. You have to be, so essentially if you're 18, you no longer have these rights. Hold on. The left was telling us that they feel that 16-year-olds can vote and that they have the maturity to fucking vote. But now they don't have the maturity to own a weapon, so they're not full adults. And you have to be 21 years old now to have guns. They're going to run your background check. You're going to have a psychological evaluation for you and everyone in your household. There's 24-hour training minimum. And then on top of that, if you want an AR-style weapon, there's an additional license, an additional fee, and more training. They'll require an insurance policy now, which you have to pay for out of pocket on basically everything now. So if you don't pay for your firearms insurance, they're going to suspend the license and then confiscate the weapons. They're basically trying to make it unreachable for any normal citizen by pricing you out of the market. And if they still don't fucking like you, they'll just rescind your license and confiscate all your fucking weapons, since they know how many you have and where they're at and how much ammo you have too. Apparently they're going to fucking be keeping track of that too. But yeah, that's the freedom of America now. Man, I'm still kind of in shock from hearing about this shit. There's a lot of great guys that talk about, in the gun community and on YouTube. A lot of these guys are kind of in disbelief. So am I. I mean, I can't believe that. First of all, that anybody would even introduce some fucking stupid shit like this. But apparently, since now the Democrats control all the House, the Senate, and fucking Biden as president, this shit is starting to look really bad, man. Really fucking bad. And they've started first with the freedom of speech, with all the social media shit and taking down only right-wing ideas, but leaving up radical left ideals. When the left was telling, I think Maxine Waters was out there telling people to go and fucking get in the face of politicians and not let them fucking eat. And I mean, basically riling up the whole fucking crowd. That's perfectly fine. She won't get taken down. But if you were to say that, if a Trump supporter or anybody on the right were to say that shit, all of a sudden it's fucking terrorism. You're fucking insane. These people you'll never make these motherfuckers happy. Never. So fuck these guys. We need to fucking figure out a way how to fight these guys on the political end, because obviously you want to make so much fucking noise, but you can't get violent for sure, because then it kind of defeats the whole purpose. It's going to be fucking hard, without a doubt. Without a doubt, man. It's going to be a hard fucking fight, but it's crazy because it's obvious that the government is part of the criminal class at this point. I mean, there's no doubt. I also saw some mathematician who came out and said it was literally mathematically impossible for the shit that happened with Joe Biden and the election to happen. He was explaining how Joe Biden received certain votes, and it was like an exact amount of votes, essentially an algorithm of votes that happen, and that there's not enough. Basically, the probabilities of this is that there's not enough, like comparing it to not enough stars in the fucking universe for this type of percentage to be fixed throughout all these different states, because it was like an exact fucking percentage. And this isn't me claiming anything. This is basically a mathematician stating that it is mathematically impossible for that just to happen randomly. He was saying this is an algorithm that was put in these machines to make this shit happen. Again, I'm not claiming anything. I'm just telling you what the mathematician said. So we know for a fact that our government is fucking full of criminals. They can do insider trading, but you can't. You can't fucking buy some stocks when a group gets together online. But these motherfuckers, before they pass some legislation, can go out and fucking buy stocks in green energy and then fucking make millions and become millionaires. I mean, these fucking criminals have got this shit down to the T. We need to make so much noise with these elected officials that they can't fucking ignore us. We need to call our local congressmen, senators, and let them know that we do not agree with this fucking bill and that it's gonna be, we're gonna fucking rattle this cage. Man, that's all I can really say. At this point, I'm fucking frustrated. I'm ready to throw the fucking computer out the window. It's just fucking insanity, man. But I guess the first thing is just for us to know what's happening so we can kind of address it, because I think it's kind of being kept hush-hush. If you look on the news and on the media, nobody's talking about this shit. Nobody wants you to know of what's happening. All the news that's really coming through is coming through like social media or platforms kind of like YouTube, where it's just people like you and I who are looking through the internet and finding real news. These news channels are basically just Chinese monitored, and I mean it's all fucking propaganda. Like, if you really look at the news, it's all just propaganda. It's fear-mongering propaganda and not really fucking news. I think the only real news might be maybe the fucking scores of the games that are going on, and that's kind of like back in Rome, where they would just have the games to entertain the people and not really realize that everything's fucking falling apart. But it is. Everything from the monetary system right now to fucking our stock market to now our rights. Apparently you can't fucking say anything because you'll get taken down. You can't express, even if it's not even anything violent, you can't even fucking express your mind now. Luckily we're still up and running right now on YouTube and a couple of other platforms. We're on Rumble, but who knows, man? Who knows how far this shit's gonna go? They're just labeling everyone fucking white terrorists, fucking Mexican, and they'll probably call me a fucking white terrorist too, just because they don't like the way I'm talking about them. Or it's only a fucking matter of time, man. We either hang together or hang separately, some shit like that. But I would tell you to maybe listen to a couple of these guys online. They could probably explain some of this stuff with the gun rights a little bit better than I can. But at least getting some of the information here, some of the meat and potatoes of what's going on. That's all I've got for you guys today. It's a little bit of a shorter podcast, but I wanted to still come out, kind of discuss a couple of super important items that are happening right now this weekend. I want to thank you for tuning in. Hopefully next week we will come back, the duo team. Thank you so much for joining us at the Hot OTM Podcast, and we will see you next week. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the podcast, please rate, subscribe, and share. If you would like to donate, please join us on Subscribestar. Thank you again from all of us here at the OTM Podcast, and you have a great night.